Hello, everyone.
I had to get that off. Like I had to get that off. That was kind of difficult. But we are here. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Somebody with a device, an extra device, go ahead and check YouTube. Make sure we live because I presently, I guess I can. Oh, you got to know this. All right, cool. Mm-hmm. Is it live? Is live and things like that. All right, cool. Let me unmute you, good fellas, so the world can hear y'all. So we straight. We gravy train.
Yes, peace to the family. We here. Dark Serpent in the building.
All right, man. We got Dark Serpent in the building. Dark Serpent, you on mute. We got Prime Harmonic in the building,
Peace.
and peace to the family. I'm the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. That is the website, and I want to talk to these guys about the emotional body, right? And just got just got a lot of information to talk to. Well, probably not a lot. It can turn into a lot. What I want to do is hopefully involve you guys. So we'll be paying attention to the chat. And if anybody has a burning desire to hop on this Zoom with us, let us know in the chat. But I'll bring that up. But of course, I'm not going to be doing the majority of the talking. I'll be doing more facilitating and put my own little 2 cents in. But we're here to talk about the emotional body. So, in the most important sense, it's really important that us as spiritual individuals learn the different aspects of our emotional body, meaning that we have an energetic body, we have a physical body, and we have an emotional body. We have other bodies, but let's just keep it simple, right? And when you reference these bodies, it is not the same thing. There are different things. And when you reference your emotional body, you're referencing your patterns, your everyday patterns, right? So if I eat 5 times a day, that's a pattern. Now, over the first time I do it, I'm not going to gain 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I do it over time, it starts to show in my physical body. Now, if I lose weight, it's because of a pattern that I'm developing, whether I'm walking or working out. And now I start to see that physically, right? So we are dealing with the sacral chakra this weekend, and we're dealing with the actual exercises, right? You know, the bench presses, the leg presses, the dumbbell squats of esotericism, okay? And we're going to be working out a muscle that's atrophied, right? Your emotional body. And we're going to really deal with the patterns because nobody is dealing with the patterns, right? People
Yes.
download the pattern application, but don't change their actual patterns in their lives because it's very difficult to, and we'll get to the reasons why. But the emotional body, fellas, give me some initial thoughts that you guys have on this concept. And you know, I'm all ears. Putting myself on mute.
All right. I'll go first since Dark Serpent's on mute. Can you hear me all right?
You perfect.
All right. So my first understanding of the emotional body has always been linked to water, and that's what it is in the Hindu chakra breakdown, the Svadhisthana chakra. Sva meaning self, Adhisthana meaning abode of. So it's the house of yourself. So your root chakra, that's like, that's your presence. You're on the planet, you're living, you're a vibrating life form, period. And my experience with the sacral chakra is now since you've experienced some earthiness in the root chakra, it's time to be like water and spread out. And water takes on the shape of whatever's around it. We tend to imitate our parents, we imitate our society, and water can also reflect, so that first development, that first emotional development happens in that chakra. That's the energy center for that. And when we get older, we learn to make our emotions our own. But sometimes, because there's been years and years of routine, we have a lot to work through. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying when we are young, we have to look to others to see how to act. And as we get older, we have to look to ourselves, to our guidance systems to know how to act.
Right. And so when you say know how to act, can you clarify that?
Yeah. I'm not trying to talk about like any moral laws. Don't get me wrong. I was brought up in the church. I love church. I love Buddhism. I love Taoism. I love Islam. I love them all if they're talking about oneness, right? When I say know how to act, I'm talking from a point of view of when we first manifest in our bodies as earthlings, and we come onto this planet, we start to learn how to feel through our senses and move our bodies through the world. It's not just us feeling through our senses and moving our bodies through the world, it's us and everybody else on the planet. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with everybody else on the planet all at once. We got our circle, our tribe, our community that we're born into. So we have people that we look to for what to do. And when I say what to do, I mean like how to eat to live, how to stay clean, how to dress, how to walk, how to talk. Just the simple how to get along in life things that you have to do, and how to respond with and treat other people, you know. And just because that's how your community does it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. It's just we learn how to navigate life by imitating others first, and then it's up to us to figure out how we're going to navigate life later on our own. Be it right, be it wrong, we have to take control of the car. When you little, you ride around in the car seat, you get them pushed in the stroller. And when you older, eventually you're going to be on your own skateboard or your bicycle or your own car.
So you basically saying that there is a actual modality to understanding your emotions, getting with this flow, like right, like so, like a canoe. If you
Yeah,
hop on a canoe, it ain't to say you can do anything on this canoe. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just do whatever. It's an actual modality to this actual work that's really centered in the emotional body, hence the abode of the self,
yeah,
right? So that means it's important.
yeah,
if your self is centered within your emotions and there is no actual conversation towards, okay, how do you operate this canoe? What
hmm,
is your emotions for real? Because I say all this to say that people will overlook this conversation and go to something that's more easier to digest, something that
mm,
won't necessarily that is not going to challenge them so much, because the emotions is just that. It's a vehicle that nobody knows how to drive, and so no matter how many crashes we see, we just imagine it to be a part of life. But go ahead, Dark.
yeah,
I would challenge that and say it's not a vehicle that nobody knows how to drive. I would just say it's a vehicle that people don't care to drive.
right. We take it for
Most people,
granted.
Yeah.
most
Okay.
people don't. Yeah, most people don't know the car is even on the road, let alone that they actually have the opportunity to drive it and determine which way they want to go. And that's not to say that people are not capable or not able. It's the reality of having to acknowledge those parts of you that may seem unsavory to some other people. And when I think about the emotional body, I think about the repetition that the body calls for, even though a lot of that repetition might end in strife. It might sit in trauma. It might sit in some other pockets of your life that are not things that you call favorable, you know? You get to the point where you have to deal with it. And it's sort of like if you have to make a decision, you either make the decision or the decision is made for you. So the emotional body to me, and connecting it with this work that we're doing and we're talking about, the emotional body is not the body that you're supposed to react to. The emotional body is the body that you are supposed to pinpoint when it makes you change your feelings based on whatever it is that's going on in your environment, whatever it is that you are setting your goals for, and your direction. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people that I come in contact with don't really have direction. You know, they're happy with just getting up and going to work every day. There is no direction within that. As long as I pay my bills, as long as I have enough money for little foo-foo when he want to go out on the weekend, like as long as that stuff is available, the idea of setting a goal and trying to attain that goal by every day doing something towards that goal is not really something that people really care for. The
Yeah.
majority of my experiences with people are that they are more willing to sit and wait for something to happen as opposed to being the puppet master and creating that environment to make it happen.
No, most people want shortcuts, right? Most people want shortcuts.
Instant gratification.
Right.
Instant gratification.
And the idea that I want to bring to the forefront, the idea that I want to bring forth with this class that we about to do this weekend is that there is a shortcut. We know the shortcut. We got the damn shortcut. We got the hookup.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes back to everything that you were saying. If you continuously go through this life thinking that society and paying your rent and being an automaton is going to direct you, but then absorb, you know, all of the conscious channels, you know, listen to all of the lectures, you know, while we at work, listening to Bobby Hemmett, you know, that type of deal, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to actually change your pattern, right? Because all of these things that are being put out, whether it's YouTube, whether it's podcasts, whether it's, you know, you name it, is making it easier for people to deal with this spirituality. However, I didn't get it off the easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like we didn't get here because it was easy. Like this is not even something that happened. Like we just woke up one day and opened up the dresser drawer that was just sitting there. Like nah, like no cap. And part of my friends, because niggas been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas did a lot of soul searching and a lot of shit to get to this point, just to realize that hey, I don't have to incorporate all that stuff in my being every time I see the same signs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every time I see the same instances, I don't have to incorporate all of that shit.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things that you get from religion. That's one of those things you get from institutional programming, where you have to incorporate all of this stuff and carry it around like some invisible luggage. And that luggage is heavy. You know what I'm saying? That luggage is heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until recently that I got to that point where I realized I didn't have to carry it. So now I'm the one trying to plant the seeds with other people who are close to me and say, hey, you really don't have to carry that. I mean, you're not going to convince people.
This is what I would say. This is what I would say. It's universal, bro. Like it's so so ubiquitous throughout society for people to literally be imagining that a saber-toothed tiger is right in your front living room every single day. You turn on a saber-toothed tiger when you wake up. You know, you go to sleep to a saber-toothed tiger. You reach in your pocket and pull out a damn piranha. Now the piranha be chewing all at your eyeballs all day, right? showing you every day that you're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. Do you see that? You get on Instagram. I promise you, I got on Instagram and my son was behind me. And it was just like, Dad, what the hell is going on? Why would you just cut on this film, right?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure y'all follow her too, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right? So what I'm saying is, especially to men, listen, because now some different things is coming to surface, and that's perfect. But
we'll bring it up.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, sir.
So I didn't get all of the girls growing up. A lot of the girls didn't want nothing to do with me for whatever, a whole slew of reasons. I could go on and on and on about the reasons.
Nah, stop trying.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, I know it's hard to believe now, but nah. But listen, I say that to say that that's not a rare thing for men. Yeah. I say that 85% of men don't get no play from women, period. Like, and it used to be cool, like in 2000s, 90s, we stood a chance, right? We stood a chance. But social media has made it impossible for a man to get with a woman. And I know people are triggered by what I said, but I can pull 100 men on here. 85 of them is saying I couldn't get a girl unless I paid her, right? 15 of them is saying, no, I get girls all the time. I walk outside the door and they just on me like flies, fam. Like, I got to push them off, right? So I say that to say a majority of men deal with emotional turmoil, emotional rejection, and these are just the facts. And there's nothing that we gonna do about it in this conversation. However,
no,
the patterns, for one, can change their lives to move with spirit, and that you can overcome that shit, like the chakra work, because you're not about to get no girls out here off a charm, off a game, off of, alpha male strategies and things of that nature. Is not going to work. However, you could be the magnetizing force in your life by overriding the fact, overriding the fact that society is basically saying, kiss my ass, right? Men know what I'm talking about. Women don't agree with what I'm saying, but y'all not men, so y'all don't know the frame of reference for what I'm saying. However, if you talk to a man, I'm sure he'd be like, yeah, that nigga know what he talking about. This is what I've been trying to tell you. So beyond that, we're able to override that block in society. So that would be another benefit to joining this course. And what I'm saying out of line, fellas, to y'all, do y'all not understand what I'm trying to say?
No, you're right and exact, because I can concur. Yeah, I was very shy for a long time for that reason alone. Just for that reason alone. And most people look at me and be like, shy? Like, yeah, not the way you talk. No, yeah, like shy. Like, I'm not going to approach a female if she has so many walls built up. And I got to hear about 17 baby daddies. And I got to hear, listen, man, like, listen, I wasn't the one that left you with Lil Ray Ray. Or I wasn't the one that left you at the altar. I was not the one that you caught, on his phone late night.
That's the 15 out of 100. Every woman that dealt with the 15 out of 100, right? Yeah. Every woman gets the 15 out of 100, leaving the 85 like, I'm not him. But go ahead.
I'm not him. Yeah, so I was on that path completely with you, because I didn't have that either. I didn't have no Don Juan capabilities, and even if I did, I had to go through. I was behind like 20 to 30 dudes, like, so it's like, by the time it was my time, I might have felt like I got one by default. I never felt like I got a girl because of anything I had to offer. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I got most of my girls by default.
Yeah.
You the last one left in the hood. All right, you can take me out. Oh, you the only one that ain't go to jail this week? All right, we can go somewhere.
No
So
lie,
it's
no
different
lie, no
things.
lie. That being the last nigga on the block that ain't go to jail, that
Yeah.
shit have you like for a month.
Yeah, for like 30 days, like 27 days. You know, so
Like
you just shit.
especially if they go
You know
to
what I'm
jail on
saying?
that Friday, you had that Saturday and Sunday to go
Bro,
crazy.
let one of them niggas make bail. You get pushed right back to the back of the line. You just like this.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
man. I went to sleep, woke up, niggas was home already. I'm sorry.
You good, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's it, bro. That's
yeah.
it, bro. And the woman, I wouldn't say that the woman doesn't have to build up, all of these walls. I wouldn't say that she wouldn't. We live in a society that tells her she's second,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not supposed to be second. Well, she's not even second. She's really last because they give it to the man, then they give it to the child, then they give it to the woman. You dig what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't even say that she doesn't have the right or the justification to do it, witchery. But I would say that if every situation was met individually without
100%.
the need to carry the
One
past
hundred
with it,
percent. You would see
it
the
would have been totally
difference.
different.
Yeah, you would
It would
see
have
the
been totally
difference.
different.
But see, the thing of this conversation is that we are looked at as one organism
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
when there is there's a difference. Just a difference in approach. There's a difference in confidence. There's just a difference in I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to hurt you.
Yep.
So generally, a man will not lie to you. So a man presents a challenge off the rip. But when you're a child, you just want to get some vajang. So you're not going to present any wall or any challenge. You are trying to acquiesce to the situation and be as seamless to the process that's going to get you some vajang. And once you start to assert yourself, you realize that, you should have asserted yourself from the door because
Yeah.
somebody told me a long time ago, and it proves to be true. How you start a relationship is how you end a relationship. So
Yep.
we get to truth, right? We get to honesty, but this is a pattern that starts years before you meet a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by being honest to yourself, by being honest to your patterns, you change your life and change your magnetation. I made that up. That felt real good.
Yeah, that's good, man. I like that.
That
I
shit
like
sounded
that.
good. That
Magnetation.
sounded good.
Whoa.
Magnetation.
Damn, magnetation, boy. God damn.
That's like levitation, magnetation. I like it.
Ooh, damn.
Yo, the magnetized.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
So overall, I just feel as though emotionally, right, we tap into, as men, but as women as well, the ability to be psychic. Now, I was talking to Prime earlier. He ain't know where I was going when I started. I was like, man, I used to be really in tune to the occult before, like the Bobby Hemmington,
Yeah.
as a young child, I was really into psychic powers and stuff like that.
Me too.
And I couldn't believe that this shit was possible. And it's a reason why you cannot believe that a person could channel, or that a person can lucid dream, or that a person can have ESP, or that a person can go outside of the body, or that a person can do almost anything you can imagine times a million, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are your spiritual DNA latent abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so easy to access it. However, if you can't open your mind up to these things, it's not going to open up mentally, it's going to open up emotionally. And if you don't know how to respond to stress, because the stress that you are experiencing is illusionary. So, i.e., if you are in, let's say, Contra, right? And you got shot up in Contra, but you was playing the game and you got shot and you feel like, damn, I'm shot. Oh. And you started walking around this bitch. Ma, can I get some cereal? I'm shot. You start eating the cereal shot. Oh God, I'm so much in pain. She looking at you like, boy, what is wrong with you? I'm hurt. I'm sad. I got shot. So when spiritual beings are in the 3D matrix, which is Contra, right? Which is a game, which is a holographic reality. And no matter,
construct.
It's a construct. So I know this ain't gonna make sense, but this is the God's honest truth. When you emotionally pull from anything down here, you essentially, now look, I done had the up, down, left, right, BA, start, 99 lives, 100 gamed, 100 guns, right?
You know, 75% of the people on this live don't even know what you're talking about.
It don't matter. I had the cheat code.
Cheat codes.
And I died. Right? Or I've been playing the game all day, right? And my mom come, snatch the damn cord out.
Mm-hmm.
I done had my feelings hurt as a child, right? But if I'm playing a video game now and the goddamn power go off, oh well, I go do something else.
Right.
Now, I'm talking about a game, but that's scalable. We could take it anywhere y'all want to go to. And I know what I'm saying is in theory and it's in words, because emotions is a body, a vehicle, meaning that if you get inside of sadness and you tell me, Hood, I'm sad, none of this fly shit that I'm talking about even matters. However, if you have this context and you kind of flex it, you work it out, you exercise it, everything becomes, oh shit, this shit is Contra, nigga. Niggas is dying, niggas coming back. Like, oh shit, like, you know, it can be sad. You can play this sad game. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. I talk to people, I deal with people, I'm not going to demean your emotional body, because it's if you in it, you in it. However, to heal, to aid, to really help people, if you really want to help people, let's just say this. If you really want to help people, then you got to know that none of this shit is real.
Yeah.
What say you?
It ain't real. It ain't real, because it's anything that comes and goes is the mind. And emotions cannot tell the difference between your mind and so-called what is a real projection. Remember, we walk in a fine line here, because the higher you go into your metaphysical senses, you start to learn that none of this exists without you. But let's back up and say, for the people that are just starting to deal with spirituality, like they might be like, all right, I'm in this body, I'm learning what's a spirit, you know, what's a soul, what's karma, what are you talking about, right? I'm talking about for them people, so I'm gonna make my words for that. When we manifest into this body and we start to look at a situation, like you said, whether it's a pulling a python out the river every morning to scare ourselves with, or being afraid to walk up to that girl or that guy, you know, whatever situation comes up, that takes place in our emotional body, and it takes place in our mind. And then as we get older, sometimes we learn to use our mind to tame our emotional body, but it doesn't mean that the emotional body or the emotional energy no longer exists. And it's a tangible part of us, but it's us. And when we give it away, when we just, you know, toss it to and fro, we allow our feelings to be taken for a ride by anything and anybody. And then we learn to recover. We learn, okay, I'm going to do it better next time. I'm going to, you know, do this. I'm going to do that. We start to improve our lives, so to speak. We're doing it from a mental point of view. But rarely do we go back and from an emotional point of view, just say, okay, how do I feel? How do I feel about this? Like you said, I'm gonna go by the example, like you playing Xbox or Sega or whatever, and you a kid and somebody come and snatch the remote, then yeah, you're gonna be upset, you're gonna be sad about it. But as an adult, if the electricity goes out, you say, oh well, I gotta do something else, till the electricity come back on. It's because you've learned to detach your engine from the transmission. You know how to work the clutch. So our emotional body is like an engine.
Prime, you can change gears in life? What? Go, what?
I feel like I just woke up in the Twilight Zone. Like
My bad.
You really mean that shit is possible? I'm sorry. I'm
But
sorry.
You good. But the emotion, sorry. I'm saying, man, I gotta put it, man. I gotta put it into this physical reality, right? Our emotional body is like an engine, and it's like you can hook that engine up to run any scenario that you want. You can take your generator to a movie theater that's showing horror movies and run that joint, or you can take your generator to a place that's running a picnic in the park, and somebody needs some power to help their picnic go nice. You know what I mean? It's your emotional body, and you, as you get older, choose what you hook up your transmission to. You know.
Well, I just want to say to the homie Breeze, motivation is the 52 fake out. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice how you can get yourself?
Motivation and ambition.
Yeah, it's the 52 fake out. I mean, shit. One of the teachers said, ambition makes you a whore. So if you really want to break this all the way down, let's break it all the way down in simple terms. If you have to psych yourself out in order to get yourself to do something, eventually that psyching is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not coming from a pure place. It's not something that is actually yours. It's something that you ritualized and you concocted to yourself to make yourself get motivated and get ready to go and get pumped up and, you know what I mean? Eventually that song is going to sound old to you. Eventually that ritual is going to get boring to you. And eventually you're going to get up one day and be like, man, fuck that shit. Straight like that. Like if motivation is the key for you to do something, then eventually you're going to wake up one day and be like, fuck that shit.
I'm tired of motivating.
I'm telling you straight up. I'm telling you straight up. You know what I'm saying? So what we're talking about here is bringing it from the core of your being and making it a natural action as opposed to a mechanical bookworm type action. Like you don't need it to be formulated in a perfect way. It just needs to come from you. And it has to come from a pure place from you. Like, if your motivation is that this broad dumped you last week, you seen her with the next nigga, like, that's gonna run out too. You know what I'm saying? If your motivation is, damn, them niggas turn up every week and them niggas get it popping, they got these cars, they got these money, they got all the bitches around them, that's gonna run out too. Because I can tell you right now, I started like that at 17. I'm 40 years old. I could give two shits about that shit now. Like, literally, give two shits about it. I don't give a fuck about a club. I don't give a fuck about who turning up. I don't care about who got the flyest shit.
If it ain't improving your aura, it ain't for you.
Yeah. And the only thing I sit there and say is, must be nice, and I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if the motivation and the ambition is the thing that you're using within your vehicle, or that vehicle gonna crash. And eventually you're gonna want a new vehicle. So
the answer to go piggyback on what Ra was saying is that if motivation is the key, then motivation would be your pattern. Now, motivation is something that has to be contrived. It has to be stimulated. It has to be like, man, I had a great day. I had a great day because I woke up, had coffee, smoked my blunt before work. And then when I went to work, ain't nobody be mean to me today. So, that was cool, Nobody was kicking my ass. So that I had a great day. Oh shit, And so your motivation would be, okay, I would smoke this blunt before and then drink this coffee. so I can have a good day. But still, now you addicted to THC. Now you addicted
Yeah.
to caffeine, and
Hmm.
now you perpetually fear that your ass is going to get kicked if you don't do this ritual. With it could be motivation, but motivation is just one thing, right? There is a bypass, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, and that's enthusiasm. Now, enthusiasm is connected to the energetic body because the energetic body is pure energy. It is
Mhm.
the energy that permeates the root of life. It is trees, plants, animals, us, you name it. It's this energy that exists here that sustains life. And we have that. We create that. You know, you can get with a beautiful woman, Breeze, right now and create life with her. Okay? So there's a primal energy that's within you. That's enthusiasm. The idea is get to know that. So that replaces your motivation and now you are operating on pure enthusiasm. Now what is enthusiasm? It is the fact, right? It is the fact. It is the deep truth. The truth and all truths, shall set you free. You can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson voice that you are
Yeah.
God. God
Yeah.
lives within you.
Yeah.
Now use that as motivation, okay? And
I mean,
don't quit until you find it. And
Yeah.
until you realize it, until you express it, until you know it, until it's in your being. So if you don't understand this, then people going to talk to you crazy at work tomorrow. Hey,
Yeah.
Breeze, kiss my ass. And laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? As they walk away.
Yeah.
you know? Until
Yeah.
you understand that God is within you, ain't nothing going to really work. And you can try everything,
yeah,
but don't try everything. Don't
Right.
try shit. Try yourself. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That would
yeah.
be my advice. Go ahead.
Nah, that shit is perfect, bro. Like honestly, like you need to talk yourself into doing what you want to do. That's your problem right there. You got to talk yourself into it. Like, what is the thing that you do the best without needing to have
Word.
anybody tell you to do?
Word.
What is that thing? What is the motivation to clean your house? Is it just for a girl to come over, or do you just like your shit clean? You know what I'm saying? So like, I I I wonder if we could get back to the basics of this and say, do people really believe the shit that they say, or they just saying some real fantastic shit because they think it will just coincide with what everybody else is doing? Because you don't get to call yourself God and then say, damn, I don't feel motivated today.
But that yes, yes. And that comes with, let me put a baby step in front of that one. Um from the time we in kindergarten, right? We've been taught, uh try and have your breakfast before you come in if you're blessed enough to have some food, right? Eat your lunch at 12, school get out at 3. When the light turns red, stop. When the light turns green, go, right? All of the things in our lives that we've been taught to blindly follow.
Accept.
If somebody smile, right, to accept. If somebody smiles at you, they like you. If somebody says I love you, they really mean it. All of the TV, the trickery, hickory dickory dock bull crap that we've been taught to accept in life just because. That's important to some people. And for them they have a lot of emotional energy invested in that, right? So then when they begin to reassign that emotional energy to something else, they're looking from the outside because we've been given all of that information from outside of us, from our schools, from our parents, and so on, right? Which don't really teach us how to cultivate from the inside. What do we really like? Like most kids schools, they don't say, what do you want to draw? Here, we're gonna study what you want to study today. You know what I mean? there's some schools that's kind of set up like that, but life in general doesn't present us with the time or the space to find out what we even like. What are we about? You know, what do you want to do? Right? Like you said, if you need something to motivate you, then you're gonna be tired after a while. And why do you need something to motivate you? Because you feel like that's something you need to be doing. Why do you feel like that? Because you feel like that's what society or someone else says. Well, like Hood said, it's you got to find that God within. You got to find that spark within, that light within, right? What do I want to do? Like for me, when I was going to work in Hood, it was almost like that, except they wasn't saying the exact words, "Will kiss my ass." They was like, but you know, I was getting crappy assignments and
No,
all this other stuff.
that's the innuendo. That's the damn
Right.
innuendo. Like they
But
not
it was like
saying
that.
it, but
But
they will imply it gets
yeah,
my ass.
yeah, yeah.
And
And it
laugh
was
about
like
it when
that.
you leave out the office, because every time you leave out the office, his boy is in the corner sitting in a chair like, all right,
Going,
I'll see you
"Wow,
later.
look at that."
Soon as your ass leave, shut the door.
Yep.
Them niggas is cracking up
Laughing.
at
Yep.
your ass. Okay,
So
I know how they get
exactly.
down.
Oh,
And
oh, looking ass niggas.
when I started like reclaiming my inner self, like I had to say, okay, before I go into work, I want to feel a certain way. I want to feel like I'm doing something that I want to be doing. I want to feel motivated, not because I have been motivated by a thing, but because it's something I feel like I want to do. And I started feeling like the way I need to do that is to get up earlier, walk. I'm fortunate enough to live not far from the ocean. So I go by the ocean, I look at the sea and just look at how big the world is compared to me. And I'd be like, you know, the same creator that made this world resides inside of me and helps me to formulate my experiences every day. So by the time I go into work, I'm supercharged now. And it's like somebody could try some stuff like that, but it ain't knocking me off my horse. You know what I mean? Because I took the time to say, okay, I'm feeling powerful within because I know that my power within is lit by the all that is all, you know. And it's like you just I don't know what to say, man.
Yeah, I
You
got you.
got
I
to do
mean,
it.
it's a pattern though. It's a pattern of nature. It's a pattern of water. It's a pattern of connecting to abundance and being synonymous with that abundance,
Mm,
right? And continuously living within that space. And if one is separate from that and they
yes.
have to build themselves up, charge themselves up, turn up, you know, all of these particular concepts, then this is the indirection. You're not going to learn how to do that in this course this week,
Right.
right? You're going to learn the easy way. You're going to learn the simple way, which is the emotional way and understanding the emotional body. It's so interesting that we can have, you know, long diatribes on the subject and not discuss the course at all, not discuss the handbook at all.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? And that's because we got foundational knowledge in and around the actual subject. So I'm gonna throw myself on mute and figure out what's up with John, but I got a question that I want to throw to y'all. Why are y'all dealing with the sacral chakra? Is it just because it's coming after the root? Like this month, because we've been dealing with this for this past month. What
Mm.
have y'all gained? What have y'all learned that y'all didn't know before we started this actual journey?
You want to hit it first, Prime?
Um
Or you want me to
I'll,
go first? It's up to you.
you go
It's up
first,
to
man. You go first. I'm I'm formulating.
you. uh, well, if I had to be real about it,
You're not on mute yet, Hood. John is on the K. Oh, that ain't John. That's Jesse. Yeah. Oh, okay.
that's John. That's John.
All right.
All right. Well, honestly, it coincides with the connection with, you know, identifying the emotions that are necessary for you to understand and the emotions that you need to get rid of. That's what I'm
Hmm.
gathering from it so far.
Hmm.
Since we since we activated the root and we started that class and we started going into the sacral, and I ventured out into writing my book and working on this workbook for the sacral chakra. The most that I can gather from all of this is being able to understand your emotions,
Yeah.
understanding that your emotions connected to feelings are not facts, and then also understanding that your emotions and the way that you perceive certain emotions, how you respond to those emotions, actually affect the people around you. So um, I've always wanted it to be a thing of mine to be able to connect with the people within my family, within my circle, on an emotional level without it being a judgmental thing. You know,
Nice.
like I want, I always wanted my people to be able to identify their emotions, but not feel like they can't say it because it's not man. You know, well, we can't address this because that's not macho enough, or this is not important because that's real sissified. Like how
Yeah.
some people talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I'm noticing now is that you know just getting down south, with my family down south, like having these conversations with people that you normally would be in a shouting match with, and then
Mhm.
you realize that the only reason you're in a shouting match because you're mad at yourself for how you're taking what they're saying or what
Yep.
they're doing. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And then them not understanding that the only reason that they're upset is because they're actually mad at themselves because of how they're reacting to you. So it's like
Mhm.
it's a lot
Mhm.
of foolishness in there. Yeah, the
Mhm.
reactions might be pure, but it's not coming from a pure place. So how then therefore can it be a reaction that you are actually supposed to have? So I've done the searching within myself. Like I don't expand this outward until I get to an understanding within self. So the way I take it is I didn't have to respond, or I didn't have to take it personal when a
Yeah.
person came at me that way. They might have just been venting. They might have just needed to get something off their chest, and I was the soundboard for that. But we have these things about us where certain individuals can't say certain things to us,
And
and
just
certain individuals can't act certain ways around us,
yeah.
and certain individuals, and blah, it just keeps going. And I'm the king of no absolutes, no ceilings. So I'm just like, how in the world am I going to have a preconceived notion over what this person or persons is or is not doing based on some traumatic bullshit that I've been through in my past? That ain't
Yeah.
right and exact. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So the best way for me to relay this to that individual or to these other individuals is for me to be encouraging with my words as opposed to demonstrative with them. You know what I'm saying? Being
Mhm.
able to say, listen, hey, yeah, that's not a real thing, but it's okay that you feel that way. We could talk about it, you know what I'm saying, so we can understand it, but the average individual probably doesn't want to talk about feelings. The average individual doesn't want to talk about these things. So I have to be that person that wants to do that because I'm all about encouragement and healing first. Like, I could be demonstrative and nasty to anybody. I don't really give a fuck about your feelings unless your feelings are coming from a fake place. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? If they're coming from a genuine place, then we can discuss it like men or like beings, like
Yep.
spirit beings, whatever. But if it's not coming from a genuine place, then I'm gonna harp on it. I don't really give a fuck about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Mhm.
not the asshole by choice. I'm just the asshole by default. You know what I'm saying? So understanding that these emotions are not facts, and that these
Mhm.
emotions are connected to feelings, and those feelings are tied to your past traumas, is the reason that you need to sit down with these people and have a real conversation. And that's what
Mhm.
I got from this. You know what I'm saying? Being
That's
able to
dope,
sit down
man.
and talk to people as opposed to feeling like, yo, everything they say and everything that come out their mouth is going to be something I need to take personal. And that ain't right and exact.
I like what you said, man. Just because the reaction is pure doesn't mean it's coming from a pure place. Yeah, and I like that you said that because that's what I'm working with now. Like every time I have to uh, step out of my zone, my comfort zone, whether it's for somebody at work, whether it's family, whatever, and I have to examine myself and be like, am I coming from ego, or am I coming from, like you said, a more pure place? Let me just call it that. And I'll say for me, man, when I first started my energy work, I was in my late teens, blew my energy system up, blew my nervous system up, so to speak. And ever since, I've been just trying to stay on a path that gets me healed, gets me feeling better, right? And I feel like it's coming to fruition at this point in my life. And now I'm actually seeing the manifestation of it, because to me, you could call it a class hood, but for me, it's like, it's what I'm going through. You know what I mean? It's just my life. So every year, every day, every hour, every minute, every second that I go through my chakras, I'm just trying to refine my flow so that I can get closer to my true self, outside of ego, outside of what I want to call it, worldly constructs, outside of anything that I can point to with my mind. Because to me, it's like, if I'm using my life for anything other than working towards melding with the divinity that is the all, then I'm kind of wasting my time. I'm wasting my time. And the way I feel to do that is to get free. And the only way for me to get free, aside from listening to Dead Prayers' album, which I love that album, Let's Get Free. That's my
I
outro.
just read
Anyway,
that this weekend. That's funny.
it's bigger than hip hop.
I ran that whole thing,
Yeah,
the whole thing this weekend.
But to get free, to me, means I'm the captain of my vessel. And in order for me to captain my vessel, I need to know how it runs. Like, if I get on a highway trip, I'm checking tires, I'm checking fluid, I'm checking everything to make sure that I'm gonna be able to get to where I'm going. So for me, in my life, that means, okay, I'm putting in the energy work so that my emotions work for me. That's it. So that's why I'm going with this. This is why I'm invested in refining my view of the sacral chakra work. The major reason that I'm invested is because I want that work, that energy work, to be pure. I want that work to come from a place such that my energy is serving me and the collective in a way that builds divinity, as opposed to my energy serving McDonald's fries. Don't get me wrong, I ain't eaten McDonald's fries in a lot of years, but it's when I used to drive on the highway, it was hard to pass a McDonald's without getting some of them large fries. My ego not serving, seeing a nice woman walk by and trying to throw a holler or a line or whatever, you know what I mean? Before I got married. I'm married, I can't be doing that, but I ain't dead, so I can still look. But you know what I'm saying, man? Just anything that's not about divinity, to me, takes away from my energy towards being able to go towards divinity. And for me, the navigation system for that is the emotional body. My emotional body is the compass and the speedometer and all of those instruments that I'm looking at in my vehicle while I'm trying to go somewhere. That navigation system is my feelings, which need to be not driven by trivial stuff. And the only way I'm not going to have it driven by trivial stuff is if, when I feel it flowing from me, I can check it and say, okay, my emotional energy is flowing from me. Where is it going? Is it going to something that's positive? Is it going to something that's divine? Do I feel recharged when it goes where it goes? Do I feel like the world is love? Do I feel like love is coming back to me and I'm giving love? Because if I don't, I got to check that. And the only way for me to be able to even think I can check that is to be sensitive enough to feel the emotional body. And the only way to feel that is through that energy work, in my opinion.
That's the and 50 things that can deal with body thing, or you can,
Yeah.
but I think I got a real good grasp of educational aspect, and
Mm-hmm.
I really and the whole idea of everything in relation to ocean, sacral
Yep.
chakra,
Yep.
and get it boiled down to reality,
Yep.
stress, and how do you stress? How do you anxiety? Because a lot of people say all of the fly and fancy fly, but but that is not. I think it all kind of relation. Damn, a lot of it is motivation. Motivation is allowed me to make it through days. Goddamn
Yeah.
office. I was in motivational quotes and shit like that heavy.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Now I don't need. I do have abundant resource, psychic ability every day. Not even close. It was. I and I set a dollar amount for which I was trying to manage. I knew about the way out. Wife helped me, gave me the. Then I got done. Got another call. My phone rang from Yelp.
Yeah.
Whole setup. So back to back of just promotion and marketing, advertising, and I'm doing being a psychic, okay, and like being a psychic and having psychic, but the goddamn sacral chakra has afforded me, and this is what I want to share with people. Like, well, what is this class for? Give you your psychic ability. Now. Just get the sacral chakra and then psychic ability. Absolutely not, because we did a whole root chakra that
Yep.
got me to this point. Okay,
Yep.
I didn't go into the building and magically transported to the second floor. I started at the ground floor. I walked to the goddamn second floor. And so at the second floor, I'm gonna give you the exercises. I'm gonna give you the supplements. I'm gonna give you all of the research and all of the knowledge. And y'all know how we do question and answer. That thing lasts for 2 hours. We sit there for 2 hours and we answer the damn questions, answers, and then we put you in the Slack. And you got
Yes.
subsequent questions later. People are buying the recordings after the live, and then they have questions. So look, we are here to talk about this. However, you could just be like, man, three dudes sitting on talking. But I
Yep.
guarantee you, if you work with me and understanding what I'm trying to say. That's why I need you to ask the questions so you can understand what I'm trying to say. Ask the question so you can understand what Prime is trying to say. Ask the question so you can understand what Prime is trying to say. Because a lot of time it's tone, a lot of time it's inflection, and the reality is that liberal media has framed us and stereotyped us to not be teachers, advisors, and leaders in our community. So therefore, we have to be present and let you pick us apart with the questions. We have to show up, let you know that we're not going nowhere. But this is a process. This is a point A to point B. Psychic ability. Now, when we get to the solar plexus chakra, I'll have more of what that brings. But for right now, the sacral chakra is giving you the psychic ability. If you read a book, you're not gonna get psychic ability.
They
Why?
saying your voice is going in and out, Hood.
Okay. Okay. All right. I had to turn it down because it was background noise.
He's the one with the expensive mic, so I don't even.
No, I turned it. Nah, I turned it down because of that.
That's all right, man. We
Yeah,
used to that.
yeah.
We good, we good. I'm just fucking with you.
So basically, damn, y'all heard me. I bet, or did
Yeah,
y'all?
everybody heard you, big old.
Okay.
Everybody heard you.
Okay.
Everybody heard you.
So basically, what I'm saying, this course, it helped me get psychic abilities. You know what I'm saying? It gave me a no fluff, no workaround, no damn, this is kind of abstract. I don't know. You know, this is kind of
Yeah.
difficult. No, it gave me a clear cut, raw and uncut, pure, thoroughbred, A1, without a shadow of a doubt, explanation on psychic abilities, how to access them, how to live them, how to use them, everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
and you could take it for what it's worth.
I mean, that's what we're talking about, right? And it was like I did because of the whole George Floyd incident and everything, people at my job been talking. There ain't a lot of black folk where I work. So they wanted me to do like this interview, like a podcast, right? So I did it and I talked about some things and they were asking me about diversity and inclusion. And I said, it's all good, but in this workplace, we got to stop at a point where we're talking energy because you can't really put that in a court of law. If I walk into a room and I sense a vibe, I can't put that in a court of law. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, oh, I walked into the room and I felt these neighbors staring at me and I felt like they was fitting to do me some harm. Because the first thing out their mouth is going to be like, what? No, we like him. We don't want to do him no harm. You know what I mean? So when you're talking that psychic energy, you're right. That's exactly what it is. And sometimes you just got to be quiet and watch stuff play out. But in order to even get there, like you said, with that root chakra activation, like November just made a comment about time, right? Put her in a whole different timetable. When you start working with your psychic abilities, you're no longer constrained by what people consider as physical reality. You will no longer be constrained by time and space, because time and space in combination is 4D, right? We this is like this sacral chakra is like, let's call it 2 or 3D. And by the time we get to the heart chakra, we're going to be talking 4 and 5D, you know? So the only way to really have that sense is to be able to sense your energy. And when you can sense your energy, then you're in control of your energy. But what is your energy? That is psychic abilities. That's psychic stuff. You can't talk about it like it's something you can just show somebody. You can't pull out your wallet and say, hey, here's my energy, right? So we are talking psychic ability here, straightforward.
And that's why it gets so hard for people to get to a place where they can even explain it to the average individual,
Yep.
because that conversation can only go but so far, because you're speaking above and past levels that they can even fathom, because they don't want to fathom those things. So like, you're speaking about spirit and soul and essence and divinity, and they just like,
Right.
what's all of
Man, what's
that?
that?
You know what I mean? Like, what's
And
that?
I'll
You know what I mean? Like,
and I'll
oh,
do you
another
one
nigga think
better.
he God, another nigga think he God. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, homie.
It's like I'll it's just like, if we don't understand that people is under stress, then that's the make or break to the shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'll like, so one time
Yeah.
I took some drugs, right? Long time ago. I took some drugs. Okay. And the experience that I had while under the influence was, the stress had left my body completely.
Mm-hmm.
And all I could see was other people's stress. And I'm looking at them like, damn, you don't even
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
You don't even, it's nothing that I can say. It's nothing that I can do. Black people stress about white people stress
Mhm.
about black people, men stress about women stress about men, Chinese people stressed about North Korea stressed about South Korea,
Yeah.
Russians stress about USSR stressed about goddamn
Germany.
Germany, QAnon, yeah, the baby stressed
QAnon.
out because he don't got no milk. John stressed
Yep.
out because he can't watch Blues Clues. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
That's what my
stress,
daughter's on my
stress,
favorite.
stress. Okay. Fear of loss, fear. Fear on top of fear on top of fear. What if Trump become president? No, but what if Biden become president? Like, it go on and on and on and on and on. So miss me with all of it. Like, I gotta be real clear about this class. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be real on this shit because it's like, this is make or break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely make or break. But shit, like, but this brings us right back full circle to what we're talking about. Like, everything you just described is duality. Like, we shouldn't even be having duality conversations anymore. Like, the opposite has to exist, right? So we're trying to teach the people to come out of the one or two choices that they've always been given their whole freaking life.
Graduate
This is
from
what
duality.
we're talking about. Everything that you just described, stress levels that come from an opposite of an attraction from duality.
But like and unlike is the same.
Yeah, it's the same. It can never be all peace because you gotta have some trifling niggas. You know what I'm saying? It can never be all good because we need to know what bad is in order for us to know what good is supposed to be. Like, we're gonna keep having this conversation and we can go down the toilet bowl until we just get flushed on into the next stream. It's never gonna end. So what we're trying to do is say, let's leave that conversation alone. You don't even have to have a conversation. You don't even have to mention those words. How about change your vocabulary? How about pick up a book that doesn't exist? How about you be the book? There it is. Shameless plug. Be the book.
You are the book.
I digress.
I mean, that's the goal, man. It's Friedrich Nietzsche said that. Friedrich Nietzsche said that there's so much wisdom in the body that is deeper than the deepest philosophy. So if we could simply get human beings to tap into the wisdom of the body, then we can, change the world. However, stress remains the thing that blocks people from the wisdom of the body. What am I talking about? Well, there is wisdom in the body that has the solution. However, in your mental imaginations that are equated to stress, there is no solution.
Yeah, you can't get there. That's a blockage.
It's a block. It's a Dikembe Mutombo. Finger wag.
Why you have to bring Mutombo up?
I'm saying, I know, man. You ain't getting past that.
We're going back to Africa. You took us back to Africa, nigga. You just took us back to Africa. Come on with the foolishness, man.
So, but that's the martial arts, man. That's what I started learning. I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of learned my magic, so to speak, first, because I've always been empathic, sensitive, right? But the application of it really didn't hit me until I got deeper and deeper into my martial arts studies. Because after a while, you can think all you want about technique, but when it's fists and feet flying towards your face at a fast pace, faster than you can think about it, and you get to that point where you allow your body to just release and you trust in your training, then you start to do some stuff that you didn't even realize you did because it wasn't something you trained. It's just something your body responded with, but you allowed it to respond with that to keep you safe. And that's that no mind or zazen, whatever you want to call it in the martial arts. When you get to that point, you're making up your own moves. When you get to that point and you can do it consistently, that's when you start getting into that master ranking, because you just get in that zone, period. So physically, that's where I first started learning.
Sort of like your muscle memory takes over because of the repetition, correct?
Well, but it's not. It's you're trusting in your muscle memory, right? But what happens is, like, say I train to block a kick with you kicking at me with your left foot, and I learned a particular block with my right hand, right? And every time you do that kick, I block with my right hand, and I get to the point where I'm not thinking about it. I just instinctively block with my right hand, right? But say one day you throw that kick and I start slipping a little bit and I don't have my footing, right?
Mhm.
And I can't quite block with that hand. But if my goal is to block your kick and stay stable, then while I'm slipping, my body will do something that will help me block your kick and stay stable. But there's no way that I could have thought, okay, I'm going to twist my ankle this way a little bit and bend my knee this way a little bit and use this other hand to achieve what I wanted to do. There's no way you can think all of that in that time.
Mhm.
So part of it is muscle memory to help you relax. The next part of it is after you're relaxed, the internal intelligence within you takes over and provides you with a solution that you didn't see coming.
Like when I dropped my plate and I didn't let it hit the ground because I really wanted to eat it, and I caught that
Yes.
shit like right there. And
Yes.
like
And you'd be like, dang, how did I catch that?
chicken wing. The power of wings.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. The chicken wing. Chicken wing.
Yes.
You just grab the chicken wing out the midair. Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. That was dope. That was
No,
dope.
but nah. No, but I just think we talked about a lot of information, and a lot of it is like very hard to really get past because a lot of people is too stressed to even listen to a conversation that people can have on the subject. So
where does stress manifest?
Stress manifests in memory.
Memory.
So you know,
memory.
Yeah, memory.
Just like that. That your favorite food is coagulated within your favorite memory of that food.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you know, it's grown
yours
ass
is the
people.
chicken wing. So yours is the chicken wing. Yours is the chicken wing. I'm just saying, you let that over.
It was dope, man. That was dope. Oh, I got it. Chicken wing.
So we know we're not taking him to the sushi bar. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not going to the sushi bar. He's gonna want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. So I just want to make sure. Make sure we're on the same page. I don't want to get you the wrong stuff.
All right.
Trust me that this is all in jest, and I'm not gonna say my true feelings about chicken because we having a good conversation here.
Yes, we are.
Ruin the vibes.
I was not trying to aim you in that way.
Yeah, we're not going there. So no.
Yeah.
Memory.
Stressing.
So what we'll be talking about this weekend: sacral chakra, memory, adrenal glands, hormonal balance, the tools and exercises to exercise this. Because if I say prime, forget your memories. Forget your memories. Why? Because memories are the seat of your soul and your emotions, and it'll be better if you just kind of wash them all away. You like, cool, hood.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do that shit tomorrow. All right, I'm trying to be happy out this mug. Hood said, release my memories. All right, so I'm gonna go in meditation, right? And I'm gonna go Namre. What's the mantra?
Yeah.
All right, and all my memories is going to just go get thrown away, right? No, that's not gonna happen. So we're going to do the exercises. We're going to talk about the supplements. We're going to give you the meditations. We're going to be providing the support, whether it be in scholastic, whether it be in through history, whether it be in through experience. I went through a whole, I went through a whole stressful month on top of creating this course. I had stress on top of stress on top of stress. However, I knew how to handle it. And because of that, I didn't